name's Gerrit Schouten. I'm with Lone Star Ag Credit and credit office president over our Stephenville and Cleburne branches. And today my purpose is to visit with y'all a little bit about financing options for farms, ranches, and recreational properties. So I'll keep this at a high level, but a little bit about who I'm talking to today on the farms and ranches. I'm referring to full-time farmers, whether it's row crop, so cotton, corn, or you pick the commodity. It could also be dairymen as well too, and that's what my background's in. And then from a recreational side, I'm referring to all those enthusiasts out there that want to come out and either they want to hunt or maybe it's even wildlife watch. So we'll talk about options for financing in those areas. When I'm visiting with customers, there's usually 5 main areas that we'll go through and we'll discuss. And I'm going to talk pretty high level on those. But starting first, one of the big questions is loan terms. What kind of loan terms are available? And by that, I'm referring to how long is that loan going to be structured for repayment? So if we're looking at that farm or ranch or dairy facility, we're looking at terms that are going to range around 20 to 30 years. We'll find those similar terms also for recreational properties as well too. Now the terms can go through and they can shorten up a little bit if we're dealing with a home site loan, and that's something 5 acres or less where somebody's going to build in the future. And we typically keep those to about 15 years. The next big question that comes up is going to be in regards to down payment. Everybody wants to know how much money is it going to take to get into this piece of property. So skin in the game is required. It really depends on the property that you're looking to buy. So if it's a recreational property, you're typically looking at somewhere between 15 to 20% down. If it's a farm or a ranch with very few improvements, same thing, you're looking around that 20% area. But if you start moving into what we would call specialized facilities, things like that are, let's call it freestall barn, or just other very specialized structures, you're looking in the neighborhood of 35% down. The next thing that we typically get into is going to be the repayment structure of the note. So is the repayment of the loan going to be set up on monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual installments? Well, customers need to be set up for success. So if I'm dealing with a customer that is what I would call a W-2 salaried employee and their money comes in monthly, well, their note payment needs to be monthly because that lines up. But if I'm dealing with a full-time farmer that, let's say they have a cow-calf operation and they have 2 calf crops per year, well, they need to be on a semi-annual structure. So that'll be very important just to pay attention to the repayment to set yourself up for success there. Moving in next, we'll talk about interest rates. So I think this one has a really big sticker shock because most of us are used to hearing about mortgage rates. And there is a big difference between mortgage rates and rates going back to farms, ranches, and recreational property. Especially when we're talking about long-term fixed rates, we'll typically see where rates for farms and ranches and recreational property are about 1 to 1.5% higher over what the mortgage market is. A lot of that goes back to there's just more risk when we're dealing with this type of an asset, and somebody's going to make their payment on their house, especially if things go bad for them before they'll make their payment on the land. So that is why there's typically a higher premium. The last thing we'll talk about is fees. There are fees associated with these loans. Typically, you're going to have an origination, a processing, an appraisal fee. And in our situation, you're going to have a stock purchase. We're a co-op, and all of our customers are required to be members of the co-op. So that symbolizes your stock purchase and your ownership in the co-op. So that's a high-level look at financing farm, ranch, and recreational property. Hope you have a great day.